Hello, have a lot to talk about today in my garden. And I'm gonna start with this here. This is a self-made cream, which is very simple to make. If you have a candle, this used to be a candle, a soy wax candle. Once that burns down, you fill this up with oil, almost to the rim. Then you let it sit on the stove or on a tea candle stove, and you let that on very low heat. You let that sit there for like half an hour or an hour, and it will melt itself together with the oil and the soy wax, and then you will have a wonderful cream like this. It is awesome, and it smells real good too. It smells super. It's a hibiscus flavor. So I invite everyone to do these simple pleasures that you can do. They are free, even to melt an old candle with oil. It costs almost nothing. And reuse and recycle and reutilize things. Very important, to reutilize resources. It's very important. And the most important is be good to your own bodies. Love your bodies. Give your feet a massage. Like this. Elon Musk too. I want Elon Musk to give himself a foot massage. But it would be better if you could hire a real good massage therapist. Wonderful, kind, caring massage therapist. Do an ethics test before you hire people. I've said that before. Very important. You don't want the wrong people in your house or business. So, which has happened now. Too much. It's enough now. Yeah, you need an ethics test. That's more important than engineering skills. So, ethics test is really critical. Get yourself a wonderful, amazing massage therapist and let yourself be massaged at least for an hour a day, or you can just give yourself a foot massage, and everyone else, we can just give ourselves a foot massage and enjoy this simple pleasure. It is endorphin boosting. It makes you live longer. Okay? It makes you happier. Very important, very important. If we don't have anyone to touch us, we can at least give ourselves a foot massage. That's the least we can do. And that's very important to do. You don't underestimate the importance of this touch, of this circulating motion. Very important. And even more important, pet and love your animals. Even more important. Very, very important is this. That is the most important, to pet and love the animals. It's very, very important for the whole world. Energetically, very important. It feeds into the love cycle. So I take this opportunity to do this and share this with other people. That gives it a doubly good meaning to do this. because I want to share all of these things with the whole world. All of these treasures, all of these pleasures that people could use in their own lives. But they don't, they forget about it. They forget about it because they're so busy and so caught up with other things. Usually with very neurotic things. And with work and all of this. So very important to take the time in the middle of the day. Take time, an hour or two at least, and do these things for yourselves. Very important. This can also prevent any kind of fungus, by the way. Foot massage every day. Also between the toes. And if you need to get if you want to get a medicinal cream, like something that is particularly targeting all kinds of foot problems that people have, I highly recommend Dr. Hauschka and Veleda, these two companies. They're both owned by Veleda. Now, it's a German company. The other one is either Swiss or also German, I don't know. But both companies are based on the same principle. Okay? They have their own botanical gardens. Everything that they put into the cream, everything, the entire creams, they consist only of things that come directly from planet Earth, completely in its complexity, in its whole form, not in any way chemically altered. So not isolated components. It comes in their whole complex form, whole plant essences, whole plant sugars, minerals, clays, and so on, and waxes. Everything is complete, wholesome, and whole, not disturbed, not altered, completely natural. I highly recommend them. Dr. Hauschka and Veleda, very important. And I really want Elon Musk to take that very seriously, that he has to sleep. You have to sleep. Okay? This is very important. If you don't sleep, you're not gonna survive that. Okay? Your body comes before anything else. So important to remember. Before anything else. And I know what the oil industry is doing. I know what they're doing to you. I know what they are trying to do with everything that you work for. I know what they're doing. They put slander out. They try to sway everybody against you. And here, Elon Musk is a message for the whole world. Elon Musk is the #1 person who is trying to save this entire planet. And people don't appreciate it because they listen to right-wing radio, which is completely paid for and manipulated by the oil industry's agenda. People need to know this. It's so important. Makes me feel terrible when I see what's going on. Absolutely awful. I cry every day over this. I don't want Elon Musk to get sick. Elon, please don't. Don't let them make you sick. Don't neglect yourself. You need to sleep. We're mammals. We need to sleep. at night. We need to sleep for at least 8 hours. We need to sleep for 10 hours. We need to get massages every day. And we need to eat healthy, supportive, wholesome food. Plant food. There are so many treasures that this precious planet offers to us. So much nutrition. We need to put that nutrition into our bodies. So important. This is the most important message is that we love our bodies, that we take care of ourselves and not expect other people to. I mean, the majority of humans, they lean back and they want someone else to cater to them. They want the government and everything to roll out the red carpet, but that is not what's making your life better. What makes your life better is if you take charge of your own lives. Take charge of your own health. Feed yourselves the right things. Not meat. Not murder. Not suffering. Put life into your body. Vitality. Nutrients. Be good to yourselves. Then you don't have to complain anymore about the world or other people not giving you this or that. That's a message for most people. And my message to Elon is you are way too altruistic. You have to take care of your own body. Okay? I don't want you to get sick, please. You have to take care of your own body. I wish I could help. I wished I could help. Oh my God. I would work so hard to help. I sit here, no one knows me. I have things to offer and it falls on deaf ears, whatever I do. I think, I don't know. Maybe there's 1 or 2 people or maybe 3 people who listen. The other people don't even understand it. I don't know, they'll say something sexual or something rude. Or they try to make me look bad. They try to ridicule me. They didn't even listen to what I said. That's the reality of it. And there's nothing I can do about it. Elon Musk does not know that I'm here and that there is a number of people who support him 100% for the right reasons, you know what I mean? Not because they're trying to elicit something. There are people out there that support you, Elon, for the right reasons. Handful of us, we understand what you're doing. We understand that you're altruistic and that you are trying to make the world a better place, that you're trying to rescue this planet. We understand this. We see it. And we infinitely appreciate it. The other people, the rest of humanity, they're confused. They are brainwashed. They have been deliberately told lies and slander and all of this. Because the oil industry is working non-stop on slandering good people like Elon Musk. This is what's happening in the world. And so Now, I want to talk about something absolutely amazing, something that is very, very, very uplifting and wonderful. There is a mathematician. His name is Professor Dr. Georg Cantor. He was originally from Russia, born around 1880, something like around 1880. Was contemporary with Friedrich Nietzsche, one generation younger, about, and a mass genius, a complete genius, also like Elon Musk. Professor Dr. Georg Cantor, and he came up with a calculation which is very famous and which has been also which is listed among the 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 group of mathematical monsters, as they call it. And the reason why they call it a mathematical monster is because it is an infinity calculation. Every infinity calculation that goes on indefinitely, like the pi numbers, goes on indefinitely, that is a mathematical monster, because only a monster is infinite, right? So, and it is so striking. That particular thing is so incredibly striking to me in particular that I have to talk about this, because it is very metaphysical, and I want to demonstrate this to you with the stick here. You have the stick. Let's say this is a straight line, which it isn't, but let's say it's a straight line. So what he does is he takes any length of graph, a straight graph, and he cuts the graph into 3 equal parts. It's kind of difficult to do with this thing here. Okay, so then, you have these 3 pieces, and you line them up again. Okay, and you take, I don't know if this shows, you have these 3 pieces. You take the middle one out, and then you have 2 left, like this, on each end, right? And then what he does is he does exactly the same thing again with the 2. He breaks them apart, and he takes the middle piece out. Okay, it's very difficult to do with this. Maybe I can find something else to demonstrate this. This would be great. Okay, let me see. I might find something here. A dandelion piece. Okay. Let's do it with this here. A dandelion. Okay. Okay. Imagine this is a straight line. Maybe this makes it more fun to demonstrate it on plants. So this is approximately a straight line. You take the middle piece out, you have 2 left, okay, and then you do the same thing again with each one of those. Okay, you break them in 3 pieces. It's easier to do with the dandelions, and then you have them like this. You have 2 of those underneath. So like this here. Here's a straight line. Okay, here is a straight line here, and here's a straight line here, because he's straight line. You take the middle piece out. That'll be the next one. 2 lines, and then 4 shorter lines underneath. because you do exactly the same thing again with the two underneath. So, and then the way it was shown, the graphs, the actual graphs, because then he'll do this again with each one of these, okay, and we'll put them underneath. And it keeps on going and going and going and going and going indefinitely. Okay? And a very beautiful geometric pattern will come out of it. And what struck me the most was, it's not so evident now, right now, the way this looks here. But when you look at that graph, you can look it up for yourself. When you look at that graph, you will see the eyes of my blue god appearing, you know, and in the third line, they appear in the third line. Here's a straight graph. Here are the two separated ones where you took the middle one out, and then you do this again with each one, and you come up with this fraction, and then more fractions underneath. And so those are the eyes of my blue god. And I was absolutely, when I saw this, it was so hair-raising. It was so fascinating for me to see this, you know. It was absolutely delightful for me to see this. And I felt something. There's an energy in it, in that mathematical monster. I will also call it the blue god monster. So, because that is what it is. It's the blue god appears in that mathematical equation, in that graph. And it is absolutely gorgeous. And that also is part of fractal geometry. It's very beautiful, actually, very nice. And I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about all of these things, you know, because I find it just very significant and very important. And I see in conversations with people, I see that most people reject infinity. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want anything to do with it. They'll say, no, 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 there was a beginning. But then I say, what was before the beginning? There has to always be something before something else. Right? And it just goes on indefinitely. And that's infinity. Okay? Same thing into the past. Okay? And that's why past and future and time is a human-made construction. It is something that we work with here in this 3D gravity world. But that doesn't mean that that's a rule everywhere, you know, in the infinite cosmos. Obviously not. Okay. So our gravitational physics laws and all of these things, they apply here, right here. But they may not apply everywhere else. And it's beautiful, you know. There's nothing to be afraid of. And another message, very important message. The most important message of all is love all living beings equally much. Love is the answer. Not fear and not hate. Fear is something that people have been told, people have been drilled with by other people who have also before been drilled with it. That in itself is sort of a fractal. It keeps on going on and on, on and on and on and on. We can interrupt that cycle now. Okay, we can. We can, and I want everyone who agrees with this, who understands the importance of this, to share that again in turn with other people. Don't be afraid to make videos. It doesn't matter if a hater comes and hates. It doesn't matter if someone says mean things. YouTube has a guard bot now. Okay, they throw those comments out, the mean ones. Go ahead, make a video and share that with others. Study it, get into it, and share it with others. Share that message with the whole world. I can't do this alone. I only have, I don't know, like 200 subscribers or something. And most of those people don't even watch my videos. There's only 5 people who watch my videos. And maybe none of them agrees with what I say, or I get the feeling that most of the things that I say people do not agree with or reject it, as don't want to hear about it. But what I'm telling you is the truth. Okay, infinity is truth. There's nothing to be afraid about. Okay, you're only afraid about it because you've come from an old school, from a religious upbringing. Okay, and religion is fascism. Religion closes the door to love and infinity and art and all of these things. But it's still there, behind the door. That's the thing, yeah. And I invite people to swim with the truth instead of letting the truth hit you over the head at some point, because the truth cannot stop from flowing. Okay? If you stand in the way, it will knock you down eventually. Swim with it, flow with it, be one with it. You are one with it already, but if your mind is stemming itself against it, you're gonna be encountering sooner or later a situation where the truth is going to knock you over. Okay, so why not flow with it now? You know? Why not love your body now? No matter what feelings will come up. There was a guy who commented under my comment. I left a comment under the Jiddu Krishnamurti video, and I said, and I kind of brought it again into my own words, what they were talking about. And this guy comes and he's real mad at me, and he says, "You gonna tell a simple person something like this? You gonna tell a simple person to just go ahead and get tortured? Is he gonna agree to that?" So I said that this is not torture. Truth is not torture, but it might feel. Apparently, that's what it feels like to a lot of people. So, and then in the process, because of this extreme resistance to truth, truth will throw them over, because truth keeps on flowing. It doesn't stop. And that's reality. That is the infinite cosmos. The infinite cosmos does not stagnate anywhere, in any coordinate space. There's constant movement and fluctuation happening. And that's what it is. It is constant and continuous flowing. And nothing is written in concrete in that sense. Nothing is frozen into ice in that sense. Everything is in a flow state. Even an ice block with a frozen insect in it will eventually free the insect. It will eventually dissolve. Eventually. You can keep something on hold for a while, but the dynamics of the infinite cosmos are working on it nevertheless, at all times. Even when you think this is being preserved, like someone who puts their stuff in a storage room and pays $2,000 per month for their rotting furniture. They think they're preserving their furniture. What if I get another house someday? In the meantime, they are living in a in a trailer park, in a trailer, in some kind of mobile home trailer. They can't accommodate their furniture that they had in the past when they had a big house, but they lost it all through gambling and alcoholism. Now they think they can preserve these Baroque, pseudo-Baroque furniture, or maybe some of them are actually from 1800 or 1700. Who knows? That those you would have been better off if you have real Baroque furniture to give those to a museum or to give them away, so someone could have enjoyed them, or they could have, gone into a movie even. Just an example, right? But now you put it into a storage facility. You pay $2,000 per month for that. Maybe a heated storage facility. It doesn't matter, even if it's a heated storage facility. The elements are going to work on those furniture, on those furniture items. The elements, the spiders, flies, rats, all kinds of movement is going to be happening in these storage facilities. Whether you like that idea or not, it is happening. And that's my example for there is flux in the infinite cosmos, and you cannot stop it. You cannot prevent that from happening. No anger can prevent that from happening. It is happening. It is going. It's flowing. It's constantly moving. The furniture are being reshaped into something else, right? And you're paying $2,000 per month from our tax money for that. So I'm just trying to put things into perspective. Letting go. I know that the hoarding thing is a mental illness, but you need to understand cognitively that letting go of something is part of the living experience. You cannot prevent that. You have to eventually let go of yourself as well. That's a concept that is so frightening for most people that they do all kinds of things to delude themselves. In the meantime, be good to yourself so you live longer, right? Isn't that what you want? But the people who are afraid of death, they do all kinds of things to get there fast. That's what I see. It's what you have to remember what Dr. Scholl said. He said, stop doing what hurts you and start doing what benefits you in terms of health. Okay? Very simple. Stop the sabotage, okay? And start to feed yourself, to give yourself love. Very, very important. And more important is to give that love and the nurturing to your animals and all of your loved ones and all life and this planet that we live on. The planet is our mother, Mother Earth. Mother Earth is the most gorgeous thing. Mother Earth is our caregiver, is our life giver, and the sun too. value these elements, value this. Very, very, very important. Okay, you guys take care. Bye bye.